Where do I invest in Champaign County and in Vermilion County or in Central Illinois? People ask me that all the time. What's the best return on my investments? Where should I do this? Where should I put my money here? Well, I'm going to break it all down here by breaking down the top 5 most populous cities in all of Champaign and Vermilion County and break down why you should invest there, what you should look out for, and what might be the best solution for you. Hey guys, my name is Jay Lehman. I talk all things real estate, but specifically real estate to Central Illinois. That's where I practice real estate as a licensed realtor with eXp Realty, and I also specialize in helping investors invest for cash flow appreciation and tax write-offs here in Central Illinois. I'm an investor myself, and so I speak from experience when I talk about I've invested in some of these markets and I've helped people invest in all of these markets. And I want to break down first and foremost, what do you look for when you're investing in real estate in a market? Well, in any market, not just Central Illinois, you want to take into account population. Listen, real estate is for people, specifically for people to live in. If there are no people in a town, real estate would be worth 0. But because there are people, real estate has value, and it's a basic human need: food, clothing, shelter. And yes, you can actually provide a basic human need to people and get great tax benefits and create wealth when you buy and purchase real estate as an investment. And so you first and foremost have to look at population growth. Is the area growing? If it's growing and more people are coming to live there, chances are there's going to be demand for rental housing and new construction. When there's demand, that's going to shorten the supply, and of course, the income that you create from those properties is going to go up as your rent goes up. The second thing that also drives population is their employment opportunity. Guys, people just don't come to live somewhere if there's not a job. Now, maybe you're retired or whatnot, but most of us don't have that luxury. You need to go somewhere where there's actually opportunity for employment. One thing that has been a catalyst for employment for all of Champaign County is really the University of Illinois and our hospital system with Carl, which is the name of our hospital. The University of Illinois continues to grow in its student body enrollment, up over 60,000 this year. It's grown over 10,000 students over the last 10 years, and a lot of that creates a demand for more staff to come to the university and more jobs to work, not just as professors and teachers, but as maintenance crews, as janitors, as academic advisors, all kinds of things that go into the University of Illinois. And that's why Champaign County has continued to grow, while a lot of Illinois has not continued to grow as people have left the state for other opportunities. And lastly, but also very important and tied to the other two, is the actual supply of rental properties. Is there too many rental properties or too many rental units, or are there not enough rental units and they can't keep up? Now, those are tied to population, those are tied to employment. So we're going to break all those down, and we're going to break it down city by city. The top 5 most populous towns in Champaign County, and I'll throw one in there of Vermilion County, so really the top 4 in Champaign County and one in Vermilion County, and we'll call this area Central Illinois, are this: Champaign, Urbana, Danville, Rantoul, and Mahomet. And all these are drastically different markets. So let me break it down one by one. The most populous city in Champaign County is Champaign itself. It ranges from 80 to 85,000 people, depending on what census you're looking at. And it varies throughout the year because a lot of students come in and then they leave and they don't stay, and some do stay and some don't stay. But it's the most populous city, and it's grown largely over the last decade because of the growth of the University of Illinois. So the population is growing and not dissipating. Number 2, we've had a very low unemployment rate. And because of that low employment rate, it's actually drawing more people here to get jobs. Now, when more people come, it actually squeezes the supply of actual rental units. I'm not just talking about college housing or rental units on a college campus. I'm talking about off-campus housing. In fact, there was a study done in Champaign County in 2025 that said off-campus units needed for rent need to add, the city needs to add 7,500 units before 2035. Now it's 2026 as I'm filming this. That means they need to average 750 units a year added to the rental property supply. say that is a huge number to add, and we are drastically undersupplied for affordable rental units. So this would make Champaign a great market to buy off-campus rentals in because you have population growth, you have employment opportunity, and you have an undersupply, meaning there's a demand for rental housing, which makes your investment grow over time. The second most populous city is Urbana. And Urbana hasn't grown the same as Champaign. In fact, Urbana has lost some population to Champaign, but Champaign County itself has grown. And Urbana sits on the opposite side, the east side of the University of Illinois, while Champaign sits on the west side and the U of I sits right in the middle. Urbana is an interesting town because 67%, 2/3 of all of Urbana are actually rentals. So it's a big rental market. Urbana has the advantage of being close to all the big city amenities that you need and really close to the University of Illinois. Has proximity to I-74, but what Urbana has struggled with lately is that their tax basis has been kind of cut up as businesses have chosen maybe to do business in Champaign rather than Urbana, and taxes have rose a little bit, making it a little bit less affordable to live there as an owner-occupant or an investor, but it's still a great market to invest in because there's still opportunity and there's an undersupply of affordable houses and rental units in Urbana. Number 3, Danville, Illinois. Now, Danville's in Vermilion County. It's about 40 minutes east of Champaign, and Danville's an old industrial town. Used to have a booming economy with a General Motors plant there and many other plants, a Quaker Oats plant, and many other businesses that really gave it the distinction of a working-class blue-collar town. It was up over 50,000 at one point, and now the city's just below 30,000. So the population is actually dissipating a little bit. But there has been very little new construction over time, and that has kept the supply low. So even though some employers have left and the population's going down, there's still opportunity to make money in Danville, Illinois because the supply is low. And we've seen since COVID, sometimes values go up by 80 to 100% in Danville, Illinois, as out-of-state investors have sought cash flow amid the huge real estate run-up in appreciation on the coast. People from the coast and out west have invested in Danville, Illinois, and I've helped many of them do it for cash flow. It's one of the greatest cash flow cities in all of Illinois. Now, you may not appreciate the same as other markets, but Danville is a good cash flow city. Another good cash flow city is Rantoul, Illinois. Rantoul is the home to the former Chanute Air Force Base that closed around the year 1990. Since then, the population has dwindled from close to 30,000 to more around 10 to 12,000. It's about 15 to 20 minutes north of Champaign, up Route 45. And what I like about Rantoul is they've had a renaissance of late, not only in population as it started to creep back up, but in home values and businesses that have returned to the area because of the Rantoul Sports Complex. We've seen Airbnb do very well because there's been a lack of hotel supply, and so Airbnb units have made good money as far as an investment for investors. We've seen rental property go up in Rantoul, and they use the population growth of Champaign-Urbana and employment growth that seeps out into Rantoul, which is still in Champaign County, to bolster their economy. Some people live in Rantoul for cheaper and then work in Champaign-Urbana. So Rantoul is a unique instance where we've seen a city kind of go down since the Air Force Base left, but have a rejuvenation and a rebirth over the last 4 or 5 years with their sports complex and their property starting to take off. I really applaud the leadership of Rantoul. I think it's a great place to invest in real estate and has a lower price point and better cash flow than other markets. Maybe not the best better than Danville, but certainly better cash flow than Champaign-Urbana, and you get in for a cheaper price point. The fifth town I'd like to talk about is Mahomet. Mahomet's unique in all of these towns in that it has the least amount of industry and business. It's truly a bedroom community that's about 10 miles northwest up I-74 from Champaign-Urbana. Many of the people that live there work in Champaign, either at Carle Hospital or at the University of Illinois. They go there for good schools and whatnot. It's very difficult, though, to cash flow in Mahomet, Illinois, because the price point is just simply too high. You'd have better experience cash flowing in Champaign-Urbana, certainly Danville or Rantoul, but the appreciation and the value of your property has grown extensively in Mahomet because the town itself, which usually was 30 years ago was kind of considered a small farm town with 3,000 or 4,000 people, has exploded to 11, 12, 13, 14,000 people lately. The schools are packed and they are having population increase with a real demand for rental property housing. People that want to get into that school district but can't afford to buy a home. So when you look at these 5 towns, they're all different, but you always need to look at, is the population growing? Is there job opportunity? And what is the supply of rental property looking like? Champaign, Urbana, Danville, Rantoul, Mahomet, you could make money in all of them, but you're going to make money at a different pace, in a different way, in each of these different markets. Guys, if this gave you value, would you comment below? Would you like? Would you subscribe? And do tell me your favorite city to invest in Champaign County or in Illinois for that matter. I believe the Midwest is situated for a great growth when it comes to real estate because we're still affordable when you look at the rest of the nation. Will you hop on the bandwagon and get investing? Let's go.